श्रेयो हि धीरो विप्रेयसो वृणीते प्रेयो मन्दो योगक्षेमादृणीते अविद्यायामन्तरे वर्तमाना स्वयं धीरा पण्डितं मन्यमानाः दन्द्राम्यमाना पर्यन्ति मूढा अन्धेनैव नीयमाना यतः पारस के मन दीधा नहीं है, पारस के मन दीधा नहीं है, दुहु एक कांचन करो अवगुण चित ना धरो, प्रभु मेरे अवगुण चित ना धरो। एक नदिया एक नर कहावत मेल नीर भरो, जब मिल दोनों एक वरण भयो, जब मिल दोनों अज्ञान से भेद होवे, अज्ञान से भेद होवे, ज्ञानी कहे भेद करो अवगुण चित ना धरो, प्रभु मेरे प्रभु मेरे प्रभु मेरे अवगुण चित ना धरो।
My dear friends, what I would propose to do is that first for a few minutes I will make a small presentation and then we will have an interactive session. For this session, I propose kindly write your questions on piece of paper so that the volunteers can collect the questions and these questions will be answered. That is one way. The other way is that you kindly come onto the dais so that we can have the question answer session on the dais itself. So with this, who walked the way and who showed the way? For what? Human excellence. What is that human excellence? Symbolically, I show you here the Raja and Rishi. Somebody has said abroad, here is the man walking on the streets. Here is the man walking on the earth. He looks like an emperor. He is a king. That is what is Raja. Whatever the subject that you take of Swami Vivekananda, he is a king of that particular subject. There is no doubt about that one. No doubt about that one. But what is Rishi? He is a Rishi. Rishi full of compassion, full of renunciation, full of renunciation. How Raja and Rishi can coexist together, that is what is the human excellence. The human excellence of, on one side being Raja, the other side being the Rishi. Normally, whatever we do, we achieve something that what we call the excellence. But what is the human excellence? Human excellence is going a step beyond of whatever the excellence that what we do in our normal, practical way of life. Paper tomorrow, don't get disappointed. But I have a question. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
And your parents, what are they doing?
My father is now just about to returning.
Yes.
And
What do you feel about him?
Uh,
What do you feel about him? That what you should do for him?
do good things to keep them happy and healthy.
Why you want to do good and happy for your father?
Because I love my father and my family.
Why you can't do same thing for the other person? So when you feel it is mine, you extend the humanity, the helping hand. If that mine is not there, then the whole thing has gone. Slowly coming the God. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, my child, where is God?
That's my question, sir.
Huh?
Doubt, sir.
I am asking. Who is God? You ask where is God, but I am asking who is God? Who is God? You reverse the God and read that sentence, word. God, reverse it. God, reverse the word and read. Say loudly. Now you see, the God doesn't want to accept it is dog. He is afraid of saying God. When I ask her to reverse and read as dog, she is refusing. So that is what is God. The God refuses to say this world is unreal. If you say it refuses to say, that is God. That is the consciousness. That's what you are. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
समय नहीं है सोने का, जागो मेरे भारतवासी, समय नहीं है सोने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद। हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई हाथ में हाथ मिलाने का, हिंदू मुस्लिम सिख ईसाई हाथ में हाथ मिलाने का। जात पात और धर्म धर्म का वाद विवाद मिटाने का, जात पात और धर्म धर्म का वाद विवाद मिटाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद। ऊंच नीच और अमीर गरीब का भेदा भेद मिटाने का, ऊंच नीच और अमीर गरीब का भेदा भेद मिटाने का। महान है भारत हमारा देश प्रेम जगाने का, महान है भारत हमारा देश प्रेम जगाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद। जीवन की कठिनाई को हिम्मत से सुलझाने का, जीवन की कठिनाई को हिम्मत से सुलझाने का। स्वामी जी आदर्श हमारे आज के नव जवानों का, स्वामी जी आदर्श हमारे आज के नव जवानों का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का, लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद, जय विवेकानंद। जागो भारत, जागो भारत, यह नारा है आज का। जागो भारत, जागो भारत, यह नारा है आज का। लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। लेकर संदेश स्वामी जी का, करके कुछ दिखाने का। जय विवेकानंद, 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 जय विवेकानंद।
Starting from our Vedas and Upanishads, every text is a text of skill orientation. Today, soft skills have become very, popular in the Western world. But where they use a rubber ball for stress management, we use Bhagavad Gita for stress management. We don't use a rubber ball. Obviously, our systems have great ability. And great managers come for this. They say, teach us stress management only through Bhagavad Gita. Swamiji used to send me by saying, go every month and speak to the senior managers and come. I used to look around and say, Swamiji is speaking to me. But then Thakur is standing behind, Swamiji is standing behind, pushing us and pushing us and pushing us. Go forward, go ahead. That idea is there. So look at the 3 R's. Recognize an emotion. Usually, since it is a mainly women's group, I can say this without getting worried, and that is that, we have lots of emotions. Women are supposed to have a lot of emotions. Please don't mind, I'm keeping my hand because that... Can we now recognize what emotions we feel? Can we now feel that these are legitimate emotions? That emotions are not to be damned? Like our conditioning which says, boys, please don't cry, you're boys, don't ever cry. So the boys come, very stoic, very strong. From the morning today, calls are coming to me. Should we close the department? Should we close the center? I'm a director of one of the centers in the campus now. Because lot of violence. Why? Because we conditioned our boys by be aggressive, be violent. We conditioned the girls. Always cry if you want something. The student comes crying and saying, Madam, I have no attendance. If I see tears in your eyes, I will remove your attendance which you have, I tell them. We have to know which emotion is to be used in which context. This contextualizing emotions, hundreds of examples are there. We say Swamiji is a rational person, but when he used to sing, tears would come down from his eyes. There was a day when Swamiji refused to go to the Kali temple saying, I don't believe mother. Another part of his life he says, I'm only mother's instrument. I'm nobody other than the mother. If you read, you get hundreds of examples, but reading is only to get an idea.
1 rupee. Why do you want 1 rupee? I want to buy chocolate. No, not now, you go away. Then you go after some time you will ask him, Amma, I want 1 rupee, I want to buy chocolate. He said, don't eat chocolates, it's not good for health, go away. Then you are very intelligent, you know that fathers have some soft corner, you go to daddy, I want 1 rupee. Why bete? I want to buy chocolate. Why? Mummy told you, chocolates are not good for health. No daddy, only once I will do it. Then he will say, not no, you go away. But still next day morning, when he is rushing to office, he will say, Daddy, you remember? Then he will go away. Then afterwards, again, after he comes back from office, he will say, Daddy, in fact, my school teacher told me that I did a good job in science. I deserve something, no? You remember chocolate? Hi, Ray, this girl will not leave me. So he will be pursuing like that.
And respected teachers and judges. My question is, ma'am,
Previously, we used to call spirituality without science as superstition. And thanks to Swami Vivekananda and the Ramakrishna tradition, spirituality and religion is no more a superstition. I believe that it is equally a superstition if science is without spirituality. And I want to ask you, as you are dealing with science, what is the best means, what we can do right now, right here, to the education system to prevent it from that superstition?
Yeah, this is a very good question, very pertinent. Sir, you want to say something before? Yeah, that education, this is what I was discussing. We have our basic education to earn some money and to make a living. That is only part of our education. To make a living is, I agree, that we have to have a living, a respectable living, a comfortable living. Apart from that, but there is also a need that it's not only we are comfortable, we are happy. And the spiritual part of our existence supports our happiness.
My pranams to the Holy Trinity and my pranams to the Matajis, my teachers and my dear friends. I just wanted to share my experience in this session. We are inspired by the words of Sumita Roy ma'am, TGK Murthy sir and ma'am Visharada, and by the talk with the Matajis and all. But my whole concern is about application, as TGK Murthy sir rightly pointed out. Are we applying Vivekananda's thoughts in our daily life? Every situation we are facing, in our colleges, in our workplace, while we are traveling, while we are interacting with strangers, are we really applying them? Success is everybody's concern today, but how do that come? How do that come? Vivekananda gives us a way to success. He says in his quotation, which sir also gave in his PowerPoint, take up an idea, make that idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let your brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and leave every other idea alone. This is the only way to success. That is how spiritual Jains are born in India. What is that idea which we are picking? What is that idea? Everybody can pick one quotation of Swami Vivekananda. It is like Guru Mantra for us. Each his quotation of his is like a mantra. Take up one single quotation. I am practicing a quotation since years. The quotation which inspired me right from the beginning of my interaction with Swami Vivekananda is, truth, purity and unselfishness, wherever these are present, there is no power above or below the sun who can crush the possessor thereof. Equipped with this, a man can face the whole universe in opposition. Look at the bold words of Swami Vivekananda. How confidently he is telling this to us. If we really believe in Swami Vivekananda, we should understand the intensity with which he is telling these words. So, I picked up this quotation. So we started working on the 3 words which he pointed out. That is truth, purity.
Actually, 1 month back, Swami Bodhamayanda called me and asked, you should go for a symposium in Guntur, Sharda Math. I didn't know what was Sharda Math, so I asked my friends. They said that it is only, everything there is conducted by Matajis, they are only Matajis. So I was like, my Swamiji said, not even a male mosquito is allowed. So I was like, is that a woman can really conduct and arrange everything? And after coming here, I can truly say that women can do everything. Today women is not asking for liberation, they are asking for empowerment. And this is an example which really qualifies it. I am very happy to be here because everything is done by a woman. I can go and tell my friends, women is really powerful, we can do everything. And when I walk in my mat to talk with Swamiji, I should think for about 2 minutes how to talk this. But when here I am talking to Mataji, I feel I am talking to my mother. There is a motherly feeling here. So I am really happy being here. This is a life-changing moment. I don't know what to speak more, and everything is very good. Yesterday's lunch prasadam was the best one I had ever in my life. It was very tasty. And TGK Murthy sir's lesson was also good. I already heard it, and he is my favorite.
The distinguished speakers of this session are Most Revered Amalaprana Mataji, Revered Sachit Pranaji, Revered Ashish Pranaji, Revered Chaitanya Prana Mataji, Revered Divyananda Pranaji, Dr. Lakshmi, Revered Satyanishta Pranaji.
Dobhyodyamrutat sambhabuva samendro medhaya sprunotu amrutasya devadharano bhuyasam shariram me vichashanam jihva me madhumattama karnabhyamburi vishruvam brahmana koshosi medhaya vihitaha shrutam me gopaya om shanti shanti shanti.
I now request Revered Sachit Prana Mataji, who has come all the way from Kolkata, to begin this session by introducing the subject, the two dimensions in the human being, the finite and
various
the
mediums through which we act as well as interact with the outer world. Body is the sense organs, the mind which is the seat of emotions, and the intellect which is our reasoning faculty of the mind. These are the mainly our instruments. And along with this mind, body, mind and intellect, there is this what we call the sense of individuality, that is ego, what we call ego, that I am an individual, that I have this body as well as mind, etc. I have this intellect in me. This is the ego sense which is called aham or aham bodh in our Sanskrit literature. So this sense is called ego sense, and this is what usually we think that this is what gives us our sense of individuality. We are individual. If we do not go further in our observation and our analysis of the mind, we think that we are what? This mind, body, intellect and ego complex. But then look at the rishis, the men of knowledge, who had a very profound, a deeper vision inside of the human nature through their own experiences, through their own anubhuti. They found out that this mind, body, etc., etc., these are rather coverings, as they say. These are the coverings on our real nature. Behind and beneath these coverings, there is the real man, real self is this. To these coverings, they have given a beautiful name, the whole assembly. The next day, all the important newspapers reported Swami Vivekananda as the most prominent figure in the Parliament of Legions. He became world famous overnight. This was the scene we visualize. Now our point lies here. Swamiji's mere addressing as Sisters and Brothers of America made such a tremendous impact on the audience. Why? Was it for the words merely he used? Surely not. Then what was it for? The words came not from his lips, but from his heart. It has the true sense of meaning. When he gazed at the audience, he didn't see the physical bodies, but he saw the spirit, the divinity within them. In the physical sense, they are all born of different parents, but in the spiritual level, they are part and parcel of the same divinity. Thus, standing on a high spiritual level, he addressed them as Sisters and Brothers of America. By that gaze and by that address, he touched the very core of divinity in all of the audience.
Bhagavad Gita, even there we find these positive ideas which Swamiji was very fond of. And he considered which are the disease of the modern age. In the course of his teaching, Sri Krishna drives Arjuna to the path of positivism through inspiring, through encouraging, by the by praise Gura Kesha heroes. Shamji also says, in matters physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual, in everything we must give men positive ideas and never hate anybody. Mind that. Never hate anybody. Now, we shall have to raise men by scattering broadcast only positive thoughts. First, we must in Udbodhan, we must give the public only the positive ideas. Negative thoughts weaken men. Swamiji said, do you not find that where parents are constantly taxing their, if you speak kind words to the boy and encourage them, they are bound to improve in time. If you can give them positive ideas, people will grow up to be men and learn to stand on their own feet. Who dares to preach negativism? Who dares to preach negativism? Whom do you call weak and powerless? Shivaham, Shivaham. Already you have heard from the morning session, this session, but
most revered Amalapara Mataji, Sannyasini Mother, respected guests and my beloved sisters and brothers, I offer my heartfelt gratitude for giving me the privilege to share my thoughts regarding the great Savior Prophet Swami Vivekananda. The topic given to me is Swami Vivekananda, Messenger of Fearlessness and Strength. History bears witness to the fact that such personalities come time and again to clear the bondages and to arouse the dormant divinity and strength in humankind. The sage calmly smiled and replied that the sun could not dry him, fire could not burn him, no instrument could kill him, because he was the birthless, deathless, omnipresent, omnipotent spirit ever living. It is this fearlessness that gives us complete freedom and purity. It is a fundamental characteristic of the knower of Brahman and a true devotee of God. Swamiji was a die-hard realist. On one occasion he said, 9/10 of our life's energy is spent in trying to make others think of us that which we are not. That energy would be rightly spent in becoming that which we would like to be. The moment we shed our mental mask, we become courageous. The relief we get by doing so is far superior to the false dignity and prestige. This is the joy of integrity which bestows us great internal strength. We all know that Swamiji was working day and night to collect funds for the downtrodden masses in India. But unlike common people, he never hesitated to give away his money when asked. He was not afraid that he might not have money when he needed in future. He believed that fearlessness leads to complete generosity. One interesting incident occurred at Thousand Island Park. One Sunday morning, Swamiji went to attend a church service with his Western disciples. And when the service was over, a collection box was passed and the minister exhorted the members to give in the name of Jesus Christ whatever they had in their purses and pockets. People generally gave 10 to 50 cents. But Swamiji quietly gave away several silver dollars. Mrs. Dutta was aghast and asked Swamiji the reason for giving such a big sum. With a childlike simplicity, he told her the man had asked him to give everything he had in his pocket. In a letter written to his brother disciple, he says, "This I have seen in life. He who is overcautious about himself falls into dangers at every step. He who is afraid of losing honor and respect gets only disgrace. He who is always afraid of loss always loses." Swamiji's writings and lectures radiate power, inspiration and strength. One can imbibe his spirit by reading his letters earnestly. Reading Swamiji daily, even if it is for a few minutes, will infuse in us the strength to move the world. So I request each and every one of you to read Swamiji daily, even if it is for a few minutes. I conclude by mentioning a very simple and easy way to root out the fear complex. Swamiji asks us to pray for the welfare of the whole world every day. A sincere prayer for the welfare of the world will slowly dissolve all the secret malice, secret jealousy, secret enmity which we have towards others, and a feeling of love will grow in our hearts.
Just take a knife or something by creating a beautiful, beautiful silpa, like in Telugu silpa karana. So by doing this, some way is created. So a silpa is created and we would get a way and go to the other side. Then definitely our life will be enlightened. And not only that, by positive thinking, we would get the success, which is very essential in our life. A very famous quote is there: a successful is a man who builds a house with a stone thrown at him. When he gave an idea, then a stone is thrown at him. So, oh no, they're throwing stones at me. So I will have to accept and step back. Then definitely success will not come. When he built a house with those stones, then definitely success will come.
Divert your mind towards higher goals.
Higher goals? I'm a great engineer in a world famous software company.
To locate the peaceful divine center within yourself.
Divine center? How to do it?
Come with me, I'll show you.
It is transitory and ever-changing, and the infinite is the permanent. This infinite dimension is there, ever-shining, untouched by any blemish in the world. Ashabdamaspasamarupa anadyanantam mahata parodruvam. Buddhi is the discriminating factor which plays key role in controlling the mind. It is a wavering and restless element. And higher goals towards perfection. The mind is the most wavering and restless element. It is the senses, that's Indriyas. Let's see how the Indriyas are making the vital role in the mind. Eyes. And ears. Here comes the nose.
Mind, listen to me. Listen to me. Look at me. How grand is your ear?
and the skin.
Mind, look at me. Listen to me.
The tug of war is going on. And when all these indriyas are playing a vital role, the desire also comes to the Manas mind. And the desire with the desire, what is the fate of this mind?
Mind, listen to me. Look at me. Mind.
With the desires, the jealous and fear also is there for the mind. I examine a lot of tens with the indriyas and the desire, and also the ego enters. Ego also is playing a vital role. Desire, ego and jealous, all the indriyas, they are attacking this mind at the time.
Look at me.
This is the fate of an uncontrolled mind, which is a slave to sense enjoyments, unhealthy desires, emotions, and which did not find any higher direction. It's going on. The mind becomes completely helpless and extremely tired. We'll start listening to Buddhism. Mind, listen.
Mind.
Look here.
Listen to me. Look at me.
And try to come out of the influences which are making it weak. Now let's see how the mind will try to master over the situation. How it? By turning its attention inward through introspection and meditation, and gradually win over the situation. Like this, mind slowly becomes strong, completely brings all the senses one by one under control, and directs the attention of the senses towards the Atman. प्रत्यगात्मानमैक्षत् आवृतचक्षु अमृतत्वमिश्चन् विज्ञानसारधिर्यस्तु समनस्कः पदमाप्नोति यस्मात् पूयो न जायते प्रशान्तमनसं हीनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति सान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषो ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषो
subject. Feel pure, keep your identity, and feel responsible that we belong to a great order. Now, how to make the mind pure? Of course, we have the holy mantra. Holy Mother says, the mantra purifies. The mantra purifies our thoughts. The mantra purifies our heart. The mantra purifies our body. Therefore, by taking the name of Sri Ramakrishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda, of course, we can be pure, we feel pure, and of course, our lives are blessed indeed. We have Madajis to guide us, to make us more pure. And of course, our Sharda Devi is well known as Holy Mother. Once Swami Vivekananda was going to see Holy Mother, and he was sprinkling holy water, Ganges water. Then somebody asked Swamiji, what are you doing? You will catch hold of cold. What are you doing? Then Swami Vivekananda said, I am going to see Holy Mother, who is purer than purity itself. Pavitram charidam yasya pavitram jivanam tada pavitrada surubhanne tasye devye namo namaha. So we are the children of that Holy Mother. Then what more do we need to make us more pure? So feel that purity inside. Holy Mother is there to bless us. And the purer the mind, of course, the greater is the control of it. And of course, true success is there. Thank you so much for listening me patiently. With pranams to Mataji, I conclude my words.
It means the physical energy, it gives that formula. It is here. Your spiritual energy, thou art that. You are that. You are not these little bodies, not this Kshudra Shariram, not even this Kshudra mind. You are much more than all these things. So many times, we identify ourselves with our body, with the weaknesses of the body, and we think, oh, we can't do this. We are so helpless. We identify with our mind, It has got also limitations. The body actually does so many things, but body has got a limitation and it changes and finally one day, vinashyati, it disappears, isn't it? The outward body. And even the mind, it has got its own limitations. The intellect has its own limitations. But Atman, this eternal source of our energy, this energy of the soul, it has got no limitations. So that is why Swamiji also is said, because we are identifying ourselves with the small things, we are all feeling how little we are, how weak we are. Swamiji said, arise, awake. No one is weak, none is really weak, because you are infinitely omnipotent, omniscient. Stand up, assert your real nature, proclaim the divine within you. Then you will understand your real nature. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not even that intellect, above everything. You are that Atman who is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, who is ever pure, ever perfect. That is what, yesterday you saw. When they presented before you Srimad Bhagavad Gita, what did you see? Arjuna came with so much of energy. He came. All kinds of energy he possessed, He came and he ordered his Sarathi, Partha Sarathi, come on, take my chariot and place it in between two armies. I would like to see who has dared to come and fight with me. You take my chariot like that. See, what ego, what power he had. But something happened when he came and saw. Something happened, he collapsed. But he didn't accept it, isn't it? He wanted to cover it with so many beautiful words. So many times we do it, isn't it? When we become cowards, when we cannot face something, we don't say, no, I don't like. I say, we shouldn't do like this, It is not good. We should show compassion to all of them. We shouldn't shout at them, this, that thing, so many times. Just like Arjuna, Do you know in the first chapter, about 28 slokas, he goes on telling so many beautiful words, You also feel, really Arjuna is such a nice man. He wants to show compassion, and this Krishna, doing all the mischief, inspiring to fight and all that. You may feel like that. But the thing is, he knew. He was the best doctor, He knew what is the disease. What did he say? How did he rouse him? Yesterday you saw through the beautiful presentation of our girls, He said only one word, such a psychological implication is there. Klaibyam masmagamaha partha naitatva yupapadyate na etat tu upapadyate. It doesn't become of you, Arjuna. Don't become a coward. It doesn't become of you. It doesn't befit you. You are not this. You are not this coward.
Last session in this day, and it is our girls who are supposed to participate. This is meant for national awareness and is little different from what we are discussing the whole day. But a subject very near to Swamiji's heart. Swamiji loved the country like anything, and in his utterance, when he said India, Christine, she says, in this 5-letter word, what he has put and what he did not. There was passion, there was admiration, there was love, there was everything in that. So, wherever he uttered this, he just conveyed that love for the country. And when these foreign devotees, they asked him what he can do for them, his only answer was, you love India. See, even after 100 years, we are seeing the effect. As we heard from Murthy, we saw that Rockefeller Foundation was behind the great TIFR and again behind all these great scientists. Tata, who was inspired by Swamiji, is still behind all these research projects. And everywhere we look, wherever we look, there we see Swamiji's inspiration. Recently, something came into the paper and it was very interesting. After Jagdish Chandra Bose's 100 years of scientific discovery, something appeared in the paper. It must be very interesting for all of you. The patent, a fading patent paper, appeared in most of the famous papers. It said, Jagdish Chandra Bose, who is actually behind the radio and everything, he was not given the Nobel Prize just because he was not recognized, his work was not recognized. But there was a positive proof, and that patent said about that, it contained that he patented for triode and diode and other essential things for the radiomagnetic waves. And it was also written at the down, patented by Mrs. Oli Bull, an admirer of Vivekananda for the sake of his country. It was also there. Means for the sake of his country, for the love of his country, they were ready to do anything. They found out it was a pure water of 8,000 years old, carbon dating showed. And a series of such discoveries have now discovered and proved the existence of Saraswati. Along with that, Saraswati civilization, along with that, our Indian history of 4,000 years, in one stroke, it has moved to 10,000 years. So that itself will just prove the supremacy of Indians. And Swamiji said, Aryans did not come from anywhere. It is from here they migrated everywhere. From here, the Sanskrit migrated everywhere. From here, the agriculture and the arts and science migrated everywhere. So it is we who have given the culture to the entire world. So this is showing a proof, scientific proof for the same.
The work done by space scientists.
And after so much of pain, he had a vision of future India rejuvenated, brighter than ever. So that was there. He first got the vision of the brighter India. This was in Dwarka. So that was the turning point. Because Swamiji felt so keenly the pain, I think that is also the first thing that the scientists are trying to discover. So it is not that Krishna was a mythological figure, and even our Vedic calendar and mathematics shows he existed 5,100 years ago. That's a big story. I won't go into the details of the cultural heritage and so many things discovered. But only thing that I want my young friends to remember is we had a rich tradition. When Swamiji was asked, what is the message, Swamiji, you want to give to the young women? He was not caught in the net. He said, whatever I say to men, the same thing I say to women. Don't bend your head. Don't think that we are nothing. Stand erect and be proud. No doubt we have got something to take from other countries, but be proud that we have got a great history and a great tradition. So, Ramai Rola says, 1902, when Swamiji passed away, from his fire, the sparks have again kindled the national fire. The fire started burning everywhere, and we see that nationalism, spirit of nationalism that awoke, they directly attribute to Swamiji. So, today we are standing, we are again in the fear of losing what we got with all such tremendous struggle. So our young people should know better and should think and imbibe these ideas. With this, I want to just invite one or two, but if you think that the time is up, they will have to talk afterwards. But they are very keen to talk. So many young girls are ready here to tell you what they got from this session and what they want to imbibe and what they want others to imbibe from Swamiji's message. So they are all standing here. If you think that we can continue, we will continue. Otherwise, we will, shall we continue with our girls? Because you know this, we got very less time. Our young girls have to wait a little more for the interaction session. They will come one after another. Some few girls are waiting here. Afterwards, they will give small things, but they thought about the entire session and how we can rejuvenate India.
This is it. Atma.
Tannata chandu, Vidyasta Pada Ravinda.
tarum rum tataka tadim dim taka tadim tarum rum tataka dim 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 tadik tam gadam tadik taka jedum taka jedum taka jedum tadik gidatum taka tadik gidatum taka digu tadik gid tadik taka jedum taka jedum taka jedum tadik gidata taka tadik gidata taka digu tadik gid tadik taka jedum taka jedum taka jedum tadik gidata taka tadik gidata taka digu tadik gidata amukunda vidyata padaravinda vishwavanti tamukun tadik tong gadam Don't